all about it. That was real good. That was money, first of all.
Let's do another one.
Okay.
How you guys doing? You're on the Real Review 3000. So are we. I'm Chris Knight, and this is
Shaun Stackhouse.
So we got to go see a movie finally.
Yes.
Called Captain Marvel, which everybody has asked us to go see, and well, we finally did. After everybody else subjected themselves, we said, "Hey, you know what? Pain probably won't be as bad for us." So.
And just to clarify, it's this Captain Marvel and not this Captain Marvel.
That's right. That's kind of scary. I don't know. His blue eyes are definitely better than her eyes.
They're smoldering.
I know they are. Okay. Anyway.
Zachary Levi, give me a call. What?
Okay, so let's just get to this really quick here. A lot of speculation about what people would think about this before it came out.
There was a lot of trash talk, you know, on both sides, from the people that hated it simply because of Brie Larson's agenda, and then the people that hated those who hated the film because of her agenda. Yeah. So we decided, you know, that we needed to go see it with our own eyes to make up our own minds, because there was just so much crosstalk, and we wanted to get the facts.
And if you've listened to like live streams and stuff I've been on, you'll know that I don't read any of that stuff. I don't read into the movies beforehand. I might see the trailers, but I don't read into what people are saying, like what the stupid idiotic actors or actresses are saying. I don't read into any of that. So I went in very blindly into this, and
shameless plug.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk about it right now. First off, let's talk about just kind of how this all starts. I don't think you have anything that leads you to believe that she is a human.
First of all, let's start off with the title of this video: The Misadventures of Captain Marvel and AMC Theaters.
You don't say.
I do say. So, would you care to enlighten them of our troubles?
Trip number 1. Planned and then canceled for doctor's appointments that weren't scheduled. Things happen, you know, whatever.
And then I canceled my tickets initially because of her comments.
Yes. Okay, so trip number 1, doctor's appointment canceled. Trip number 2,
yes.
Planned.
Yes.
We get there, and then we're told, yeah, the projector's broke. Yeah, so for all those people believing Disney might be buying out like whole auditoriums or whole theaters and not letting people see the movie just to get numbers, there might be something behind it. But we get there, they say, hey, broken projector, whatever. Then they say, well, go in there and talk to the people in the lobby.
Because we were set up to see it in 3D IMAX, and that was the projector that supposedly broke. And so we just ended up being able to see it in IMAX. But we went into AMC, where they take the tickets. They were very accommodating. They're like, oh, no problem. Here, we'll just switch you over to this. And because we have the AMC A-List program, which is very awesome. If you don't have it, $21 a month, 3 movies a week.
Are we getting paid for this?
We should be.
We should be. AMC, call us.
That's what I'm saying. Promotion, shameless plug here.
So we get there. They're very accommodating. It's nice. We go into the theater. They had our food ready for us, everything like that. Mm-hmm. We go up there. Yeah, get into the movie. Movie starts. Great opening for it. If you haven't seen it, we're not positive since we've seen it a little later than most people.
It's going to be a spoiler review.
The Marvel at the beginning that they always show has Stan Lee all over it. And, I think that was one of the best things it could have ever done.
Yeah, it was very, very tasteful and well done. And I don't know if they did that originally, or if they did it to garner goodwill with the fans because of the backlash.
Yeah, we don't know
movie.
If you've seen it before, like during the opening weekend and stuff. You can let us know down in the comments. But great opening.
Yeah.
To that, you kind of get thrown into it. You don't know that that Captain, you don't know that what's her name in this?
Carol Danvers.
Yeah, well, Carol Danvers. You don't know that Carol Danvers is Carol Danvers yet.
Yeah.
You come into it. She has a name for her Cree name is.
I forget what her Cree name was.
Anyways,
let's just say it's Bree.
Yeah.
Bree the Cree.
But you're thrown into maybe thinking that that's what she is exactly through and through. And so you go through their training montage stuff. It's pretty, I don't know, it's your standard Marvel.
It wasn't as good as the Rocky IV training montage.
No. But you get, they start getting through it really quick. They throw her into a situation. She gets captured, blah, 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 blah. And then you start learning that she's more than what we've been shown so far.
More than meets the eye.
I think this movie is kind of slow to start.
Yeah.
It starts at a really weird place, too. Just kind of, hey, this person's training.
It also has its very slow beats. It's like, the past handful of Marvel movies have had really slow beats. And, like, they'll build up the momentum and all of a sudden it's like,
whoa.
I could go to the bathroom and not care about what I miss at all.
Hey, look, I'm doing Kung Fu. Oh, wait, this isn't Matrix, sorry. But, yeah, it's kind of slow. You kind of lulled it along. Mm-hmm. And then they got to the part where we're doing, where she's being interrogated. And it like, kind of just jumps right to Earth.
Yeah.
And I was kind of lost on that, how we got from way out in the galaxy, at least what you feel is way out in the galaxy, to all of a sudden now here we're at Earth. I didn't see a jump point in it, did you?
I didn't notice one, but I really got invested in the movie where she crash landed into Blockbuster Video in 1995. And I mentioned over to Chris, I was like, where's the new release rack? Because I wanted to see, the new releases for 95. But one of the funniest parts inside the Blockbuster Video sign, the old cardboard cutouts that they used to have for the movies, she turned around and saw one standing right in front of her. It was the cardboard cutout with Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger for True Lies, and she shoots his head off.
Yeah. There's a lot of Arnold references throughout it, you see.
Yeah, there were some Arnold movies on the rack.
And, it was very nostalgic because it was like brought back that memory of it looked like Blockbuster, not Blockbuster the last year or so it was around when it looked sad and pathetic. But
sad and ronery.
Yeah. But it was a good way to introduce Earth. Mm-hmm. Told you were in the 90s, no questions asked. And then she goes outside, sees the security guard and asks if you are you security for this sector. That was kind of funny. Yeah. It did have I don't think she was that bad acting in it. She pulled off the wit. Then again, that's not so much an actor as it is the writer. The writer, if they write it right, the wit comes.
Yeah, but an actor still has to be able to portray it.
Yeah, and then they had the quick reference to Radio Shack, which was funny because when she asks for communication devices and they point to Radio Shack. Where's Radio Shack? It's online now. It's like we can't even walk into a Radio Shack anymore. So what is that?
Yeah, I wish they would have gone inside Radio Shack, but they didn't. But so here's the thing. People are saying that Brie Larson's Captain Marvel is such a Mary Sue, and I went into this movie wanting to agree and dislike the film. Because, everybody, including the directors, said that there's a strong feminist agenda going forward. And the thing is, she had an inhibitor chip on her neck, okay? Mm-hmm. So she had been using her powers at a lower capacity for quite a few years with the Kree. And so once the chip broke off, she knew how to use most of her powers, but there were some that she used, and you could see kind of her face like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like it was completely new to her.
Well,
so
her hands were in the
yeah.
suppressors or whatever, and she breaks out of them. I think that was a surprise to her.
But when she was falling in space too, and like the visor came over and she started doing stuff, you could see like, whoa,
yeah, Yeah, she didn't. She came across things more by surprise than
I think she came across her powers honestly. I don't think this is a Rey situation from Star Wars at all.
No.
As much as I would love to say it, because I don't like her comments.
So let's go to the letting the cat out of the bag. Nick Fury. I was not.
That was such a punk moment, man.
Nick Fury has been led. We've been led to believe this guy is way more powerful than he probably is. Just his bad assness. Yeah, because it is who it is.
I mean, he's legendarily. He's supposed to have like a lightsaber in his pants, literally. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but
the Force is strong with his pants.
He is so timid. Office desk jockey in this. It's kind of like, what?
But it's kind of it's like Nick Fury, the early years, sort of like Man of Steel was. People are like, oh, I don't like him, he's so dark, he does. It was Superman learning to become Superman in Man of Steel, and I think this was Nick Fury early on, very green, and went behind the years, learning to become the Nick Fury that we see in the future.
That's possible. I mean, there were flashes of Nick Fury. The way he said certain things.
Yeah, but he couldn't come out and, be back in the 90s and be as badass as he is now.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what his backstory is. This is our backstory now, that he was timid or whatever. He wasn't as sharp as he is now.
And how they explained how he lost his eye was so poorly written.
It could definitely have taken...
I mean, we all for these past 10 years, people had theorized, oh, it was like in a major battle, or this or that, and it turns out to be a freaking cat scratch from whatever creature that was.
The cat might have some intergalactic bacteria that's eating at his eye. I mean, so theoretically, but it could have used a much better story for that.
Yeah.
The
cat later on coughed up the Tesseract, so that made it up.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. It was kind of funny too.
It was like a hairball.
Nick Fury. My problem with Nick Fury in this is that it seems like he takes way too many cues from Carol Danvers. It seems like she's leading him to become Nick Fury, which I'm not saying she couldn't do that, but you don't need to make it where everything she has about her ship, her powers, all that stuff leads him. In this movie, they basically make you believe that everything about Captain Marvel is what makes him decide to start the Avengers initiative.
But see, it's kind of like, so this is what I think, because Kevin Feige has come out saying that he wants Brie Larson to be the new face of the MCU. So I think they wrote her kind of leading Nick Fury around and doing what she wants and have a, devil may care attitude like Robert Downey Jr. did in the first Avengers.
Yeah.
Which was it? Or I'm sorry, the first Iron Man, or was it the second one where, Fury says, I don't think we want you for the Avengers. We want you to be a consultant. And Tony was like, you can't afford me,
I think that they're trying to make her the leader, but the thing is it felt very fake if that's what they're trying to do. Yeah. It feels forced. Like, hey, we're telling you that she's going to be the new leader. And I don't get that. I get her part as she's strong, she's capable, but I don't think she's a director. I don't think she can get people to follow her. And I don't mean that necessarily you can't write it in. You could write it in. You can do whatever you want when you write a movie. But I don't think audiences will go with it.
No. And she's not as overpowered as people are saying she is, because she was getting just as good as she got when she was at full power.
Yeah. And, I think maybe the ending scene was a little over the top, but it wasn't over the top.
Yeah, it was a little over the top. But my biggest issue with this is that they're obviously trying to make Captain Marvel the Superman of the MCU. Well, Superman has a weakness called kryptonite, and so far we don't know that Captain Marvel has any weakness at all.
We haven't learned anything. It could be the fact she is human and that she has emotions tied in, perhaps, but they kind of make you think that her emotions are what is her strong point because it makes her stronger. Speaking of the leaders, I mean, going forth from here, I mean, fine, you want to make her a leader, but you have to have, let's say, a Nick Fury. If Nick Fury doesn't move on past this next Avengers movie, Nick Fury is in charge of the Avengers.
Right.
He is the head of it, no matter what you want to say. So while, yes, you have a Tony Stark, if you're trying to make her the Tony Stark, you got to have somebody that is
going to be
Nick
the Nick
Fury.
Fury. And that has to be Black Widow.
I think so. And I think she's a much better candidate for a leader.
She's got the spy background. She's got the espionage. She would be...
She does have better charisma. I mean, everything she's done on the screen.
And the fact that Captain Marvel's solo film came out before a Black Widow solo film came out is just pure blasphemy.
I am surprised because Scarlett Johansson has been nothing but a team player in this from almost the start. And for her not to have one yet is really ridiculous. I hope she gets one, and I hope they give her a much stronger part than just some bit player after this moves forward.
She's too good for that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to keep parts of the original Avengers and parts of the Phase 1, 2, and 3 groups, you need to keep her.
Yeah.
You need to keep her. Mark Ruffalo, you could keep him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's going to get a movie. Rumors are he may eventually get one, or somebody in that role.
Rumors are that Disney's going to buy the rights back from Paramount and do another solo Hulk film, which, why not?
Yeah, I mean, and if it's done like... See, I think the Marvel universe is a tale of two different universes, because you had the one before Disney, which isn't too many of them. And you had
everything up until the Avengers.
Yeah. And then now you have everything afterwards that is Disney. And they've done very well not to mess with the mixture. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if people thinking that Carol Danvers is going to be, or Captain Marvel is going to be the big one going forward. I don't know if they're really going to push that hard. Yeah,
and you know what? Actually, after seeing this movie, I don't even think that she's going to be that integral in Endgame. Now, I might be wrong, but
you don't get anything about time travel, which has been a theory. You don't get anything saying that she's going to be anything more than an integral part that might just be enough that with everybody else, it puts them over the top.
Yeah, because, Tony's team had almost had the gauntlet off of Thanos' arm in Infinity War. So if they could almost beat Thanos by themselves, the only reason they would need Captain Marvel now is because half of the team and half the world are disintegrated.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think she's going to play as big of a part as some people have maybe thought.
No, and even the way they bring her into the Endgame trailer, the second one, it's just kind of hey, she's going to be here, but it's not giving you anything to believe that she's going to be the one that's going to save the day.
She's going to make the sandwiches for the original Avengers.
I know, we've talked about that. She made them for us.
Yeah, she did.
She needs to make them for everybody.
I've actually read an article that said Endgame is going to focus on the original 6.
And that's a good thing. I think they need to do that. If we're going to get quote unquote rid of some of these actors and finish them off,
which I'm going to hate to see, man.
Well,
I know you have to move on. They can only keep it fresh for so long, and some of the actors like Robert Downey Jr. might be feeling like they're getting too old to do this type of thing.
I think Robert Downey Jr.
But he's going to be so hard to replace, man.
Well, see, I think that a lot of talk is that Robert Downey Jr. So Tony Stark, Captain America. Those two, more those two than
those
Thor.
two.
Those two right there, there's rumor that it's going to be one of them that's going to die in this.
Yes.
If they kill one or the other, they both die in the comic books, but Captain America is more known for being many different people. Iron Man has been different people, but it's Iron Man, the suit, that you recognize more than anything. So you don't have to kill Tony Stark. I think Tony Stark's character, and with Robert Downey Jr., would be better off to say, listen, we know your contract's up, but we're not going to kill your character off. But we're going to what we'd like to do is sign you for
cameos,
parts. Step in with the new Iron Man.
They could keep him, on like random contracts for short little stints, like he was in Spider-Man: Homecoming. He was in about maybe 15 minutes for that entire movie.
That's probably a day of shots.
Yeah,
that he did, and that would be probably something he would agree to. Hey, I'm not going to sign a long-term contract. I'll sign a contract for 2 days of shooting. Here we go. You get what you get.
And he got paid a buttload of money for that.
And he can just walk in and do it without any problems. So I think of the two, the character is more important with Iron Man as just Iron Man. The person isn't as important in Captain America. Captain America is the character. because you have Iron Man is a character by itself. Tony Stark is his own character, and that's more important because you can separate those two. You can't separate Captain America.
But even when he's Iron Man, you have that Tony Stark snark.
Yeah, but if you keep him around, he can always be talking to the person and the thing. Hey, that's not how you use the suit.
Right.
I could be doing this better than you.
Yeah, like he did with Spider-Man.
Yeah, you can still get that snark in there. Captain America, that's not necessary.
True.
The big part about Captain America is it's Captain America. It's a symbol. That's why he was made Captain America.
But we got off on
anyways.
Off topic. So, out of 5 stars, what would you give this?
3. Solid 3. It's a movie. It's a decent movie. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's a 3-star.
I agree. I'd give it a 3 stars as well. It's not a mid-tier Marvel movie, and it's not a top-tier Marvel movie. It's around say Iron Man 2 and Thor: The Dark World for me.
Yeah. And if you're worried if you need to see this or not between the Infinity War and Endgame, you don't.
No.
It's just a backstory into a new character that's going to be introduced. Whatever she does, however she's introduced into this one, you don't have to see this. If you don't want to see it, don't go see it. But if you want to see a movie that's pretty decent, go see it.
Yeah,
it's a Marvel movie.
It was a fun popcorn film, and don't believe all the hype out there on either side. Just go in with an open mind, and if you're a Marvel film fan, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. So for us here at
Top Hats,
us here at the Real Review 3000, I'm Chris Knight, and this is
Shaun Stackhouse.
So check us out later on some other videos. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and click that bell for alerts for our new videos. And thank you for watching.
And if you hit the dislike button, you can
kiss my rosy white ass. Right here? Right, let's see. Right here. Do you see that?
I don't, but
I got something right there. I mean,
yeah.
It's like, you see, it's right there. Right there.
Cut.
Are we recording? Oh, hey!